Okay, let's see here. Bored at home? No, not really bored, but let's see what's going on. It's not every day we go and bomb another country as far as the US is concerned. So let's see what's going on. Maybe we get nobody in here. Maybe we get a few people. Nick here. Let There we go. Mhm. Too much. The bottom of what? Are you serious with that question? We are on all-time high levels. You're looking for a freaking bottom? The market has never been higher than here. Okay, we're like an inch away from an all-time high. And the first thing you ask after the U.S. bombs another country, yeah, okay, the bottom is not in. Okay, the bottom of what? Just tell me the bottom of what? When you're on top of a building, do you say this is the last floor? Is this the bottom floor? Or do you ask how high can we go? This is a ridiculous question. That's starting out well. Shiba Inu. Yeah, no. Give me the ticker. That's trash. The market's now. Let's see here. Shiba, is it Shiba USD? Yeah, the bottom is not in Shiba. This coin does nothing. You know, and it's don't touch it. That would be my. If you were my brother, I would say don't touch it. Why are you looking at trash? The market doesn't like it. When the market likes everything else, why look for that? I just did. I don't need to look any further. It can't find a bottom, and the market cannot find a top. All right, let's look at the S&P futures first before we look at freaking Shiba Inu. I'm here on a special session. We usually don't go live. We want to look at Shiba Inu. That's the first question I get. Hey, Tom, you didn't miss anything. I just saw a 1% dip. Those are rare. I'm trying to see how fast they buy it up and how far they go. Overseas, I don't think anything happened of note. Bitcoin dropped a little bit. The first thing that dropped was Ether. So that was a gauge. Let's go and look at. So we have the small caps down 0.5. Same with the NASDAQ. 0.4 on the S&P. Let's see here. Who do I want to look at YM? Probably not. So we're looking at YM, the Dow. The VIX futures are not that exciting. So the world is taking this in stride. Oh, you missed buying the dip, yeah. Well, it lasted all of a fraction of 5 seconds. Let's see how long it lasted. They bought it up in literally 1 minute. They bought up 16 points in 1 minute. A minute 30. So that's the low. They went 26 points in 30 seconds. You needed to have an order open to catch it. This is unbelievable risk appetite for sure. So I was discussing this earlier. Yeah, okay. Good luck trading Shiba Inu. You know what they say when you look for bottoms? You end up with stinky fingers. I didn't miss anything. I bought Bitcoin at the very bottom. Okay, so don't tell me about missing anything. It's just garbage. I don't trade that garbage. Why do I need to trade Shiba Inu when I can trade Bitcoin, Ether, Solana, XRP, anything else? Yeah, okay. Bye. 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 Yeah, I have 200 people every day live. Come join me in the live room. If you were nice, I would invite you to the right. Yeah, bye, Felicia. Don't let the door hit you, or the good Lord split you. Bye bye. I just turned it on, you moron. Bye. The first thing you ask about is Shiba Inu and then give me attitude. Come call me that to my face. Come tell me that to my face. No, don't listen to anything. You might learn something. Tom, 6,005, 3 to 6, I remember from last week. Been pivotal. 17, 6017. 25 should be solid. Let's see if they have it in them. I'm told the Tel Aviv stocks hit an all-time high last night, or yesterday, or now. Well, it hasn't been bought. We're still down 0.5. What they bought is the knee-jerk reaction, them bouncing off. If you look left, they've had a proxy here not too long ago. So the knee-jerk reaction is to buy. So the way I discussed it earlier, and my thought is they're treating it like one and done. So the US did what it did. It's a headline they've been waiting for. Okay? What they haven't been waiting for is a follow-up. So there's nothing in the book that says we go further, right? So this has been expected. It's kind of like a Fed day. Once the Fed day passes, they end up buying the dip and moving on because that event is gone. So it's kind of like, okay, it came and went, no disasters. Let's look it forward. So you throw in another question mark, and then they'll react honestly. Right now, one question mark was relieved. So this is a relief rally. The bounce off the bottom is a relief rally. That the thing is done. We've all been waiting for it. So now it's over and done with. So how do you handle it from here? So, okay, they fell 1%. They erased half of it. Can they hold the half they just took back? That's the first question I have. And they gave you one candle. This is a 3-minute chart. So the solid green one, and then you have that little doji in the middle. We're going to have to go down to 30 seconds to get more. So they gave you a wick at 79 and a wick at 90. Let's see if they, first of all, respect that. That yellow box is from before. Let's see if they respect half of it. Look how orderly it is, that purple dashed half the box. I remember this blue line as well, and the green. So they are respecting technicals, even though it was a whoosh lower. They still tried to hold prior pivot points. So we'll see how that gets handled here on the way down. So they fell from point A to point B. Whoops. They took back half plus or minus. That's the golden zone. Can they hold half of the half? That would be question one. All these underbellies should be problems. So that's why I said 6,005, 6,008, 9. There's another clue right here. We're right in the middle of that gap right there. Speaking of gaps, let's see if they've left any fair value gaps. There is a fair value gap to 5973. Let's see if they take it. 5973 on the ES right here, right now. So if I wanted to go long to recover everything, if somebody wants to take a shot, if we get to 5973, maybe as close to the washout low as you're going to get. This is a 30-second chart, so don't get too excited. So again, you have this wick right there. So 5979-ish, give or take 50 cents, versus this one right there. This is an honest reaction. It's a messy open, but these are honest wicks. Let's see what they do inside this box. If they're really bullish, they can stop here and come back and eat more of that gap. I think Not all the gap is takeable, so there should be problems above that red line. Tracking oil. My window with oil got busted, so let's put it here. Bottom right-hand corner. Same as it's inverse the market. Pop and drop half. Hey, Pamela. Hi, Sam. Hi, Tom. I didn't send out a note to anyone or anything, so nobody knows I'm live. I just turned it on. We'll deal with this tomorrow. If nothing happens in the next, I don't know, 30 minutes, we'll just go back to what we're doing. I have the write-up to do tonight. So this is bad news for the Bears. They held both wicks. At least they're trying to. This one right there and that one. Hey, hey. Yeah. Well, actually, I didn't even see -1%. I saw -0.98%. I wasn't watching every tick, but I don't think I saw -1%. This is a relentless market. Absolutely. They are fearless, either out of ignorance or just out of the assumption that the government will save us out of everything is misplaced. You expected up. I expected a green pop. I did. So maybe you get it tomorrow morning. You have the red now and then the green pop. So maybe we recover all night and we open green. I'm told Tel Aviv stocks were green, but I think they interpret it different than ours. I'm not getting out of my shorts, by the way. I'm staying with whatever shorts I have. I'm waiting for a spike to short really big like last year, but they're not giving it to me. They give me these dicking around with these little pops here and there. This week is pretty cool. We have Micron to move the semiconductors up or down. We'll see. I'll have to watch over my TSX. We also have Fed heads. Powell speaks twice, his quarterly testimony to both the House and the Senate. Good Lord. Okay. And there's something else. PCE, PCE, personal consumption, which arguably is what the Fed watches. That's what everybody tells you. So CNBC will try to sell tickets to those shows. The all-important PCE. Closing the Strait of Hormuz. Let them close it. With what ships? China won't let them close the Strait of Hormuz. China imports a lot of its oil from Iran. They're going to need to get oil from somewhere. We don't care. We have our own oil. I'm surprised. I'm blown away by the number of experts in social media, and they're all like 24. They look 18 to 24, and they're all suddenly expert reporting on this just in, reporting on, and they all have these music like it's the beginning of Fox News or something. I was like, whoa. skip. Jesus, where did these guys come up from? AT, that's not work. This is fun for me. You know that. Work is doing the videos and doing the write-ups and having to deal with personalities. That's the work part. But, 200 people in the room every day is not work. That's fun. All right. Okay, so this little red line that you see being drawn, I didn't draw this. This is a Fibonacci level that is automatically drawn by a tool that relies on Fibonacci's, the harmonics. So let's see if they're able to take it. So I said they held both wicks, that red box. Let's see if they can take out their own wicks that they just placed before they lose that right there. So 5988. It's actually a quarter, but let's call it 5988. If you do that, then you had a lower low, lower high on a 30-second chart. Let's go to 15 seconds and see if we can get smarter. So it starts to look like the hunt of point D on one of these harmonics, right? X, A, B. If C doesn't go above A, they hunt D. So if we put C here, doesn't work that way. Hold on, I'll fix it. There we go. If they don't go above this point, they might hunt D. And to be honest, is it an 8-8? Something like this. Two ending, either here or here. But it's imperative they don't take out C and they lose B. So I need that one tick down here before that one up here. Yeah. So here's what I know. If we lose that flush low, then we open down solidly red because the bulls have everything they need right now. Everybody's happy-go-lucky in the news and nobody cares. Everybody's proud of it, how deep the bomb went and all of that. There you go. So event gone. Go ahead, buy it up. Let's see what you can do. Crude oil is not showing a lot of gumption anyway. It too spiked up, so they're inversely related to the S&P because this is a manifestation of skirmishes in the Middle East. I think it's misplaced. It's an old story. But nevertheless, it is there, and it does disrupt the flow of oil in the world. Gold, yeah, that's a good idea. Kind of like oil. 6J. The yen. What? Tom, what's going on with the yen? Yen used to be a safe haven. Like VIX spikes, it spikes. Is this the broken carry trade? I haven't looked at it since the carry trade broke. I'm everywhere. Market's open. Let's go. I want them to lose point B again, and this one, of course. But this is super important right there, 5990. It's not right that we open green. That's the only reason I want them to do that. I'm short, but I'm not holding naked puts. You guys are. I win anyway. There we go. They lost point B. That's twice. There's an alternate ending to this point D here, either here or at 113. I am not certain. So 5977. So it's either here or as long as they don't retake. Hold the red circle. You have a chance at the lower end of the box or the blue circle, if anyone's trading the ES. So if you shorted on my comment of point D hunt, you have had 3 points times $50 per contract. Set your target profits and trail them. So you can put a trailing stop. Say, I'll book one. If you took two, I'll book one and let one run and follow it and get me out if it reverses X. Longest candle since 12 minutes ago. They're trying to recover point B, and they did. That's pretty violent. That doesn't look good. But look at where they did it. I was literally just doing the presentation for the seminar this week. I was working on it, and this was the topic I was dealing with, support and resistance. Holy cow. Okay, so if that's the case, the upside is 6003, that area I told you about, 6005. Let's see. So if they're able to make a higher high above that guy, they're targeting 6002 to 5. Drum roll, they do have that red line, which I didn't draw. That's automatically drawn. So this doesn't change. It just takes more time to get it done. I can't read that number. 88, somewhere around here, actually. All right, so let's look at CL. 30 seconds. Wow. Okay, 5990 will probably come next. So a little dip down to here. It's not much. It's something. Maybe, maybe not. Where are the cues? Upper right-hand corner. Dang. Gangsters. Well, they took back point B solidly with confidence. So in that case, then you would have to consider that any beat of this one will carry forward to 6003. So any beat of this will get you up in that area. Yeah, it's hard to find clues. So I'm looking at another set of the same candles on 15 second. One more dip, come on. 15, 30, 1 minute, and 5 minutes with Ichimoku. Let's see if we can get any clues there. So now we're left over with levels, right? Wicks, candles. They bounced off of these two candles, this box. So, and they're trying to take out the range, this broadening wedge, whatever you want to call it. That will get you the red marker where it looks like we have a moving average of sorts coming down. I think 300, 200. Gangsters. That is a new one. Barely, maybe, maybe not. The high, 9775. Nope, matched it to the penny, 9775. Exactly the same. I'm not going to bother put a line on it. I'll jinx it and they'll pop over it. Maybe it's not yet in. Well, this shape will be broken up if they do beat it. This point D hunt, technically you're broken. In spirit, it's still alive, but technically we're broken. So you can still move it to here. I don't believe there's any of the shapes that it has a point C higher than A. Right now, they're still equal to the penny. The shape will change a little bit, of course. Later, Tom. Thanks for nothing, Tom. I didn't do anything. I figured we would catch some action, but not a lot is happening. On the 1 minute, on the ES, I didn't see it. I'm looking on the 1 minute. I don't see a bullish harmonic. Let's see. I don't see it. Are you tracking a point D formation? Because I have the trading view version. I don't see it. Decently rational market. Maybe that's one way to look at it. I just don't want them to open green. I mean, it doesn't deserve green. It deserves falling a little bit, consolidating, and then finding the next move based on whatever you usually trade, whatever variables you are, a blend of headlines and fundamentals. But for them to erase the whole dip overnight, we will open green because you have the retail traders trading green during open session, and they are bulled up the you know what. Okay, so this ABCD did not work. They plan on something else. So now we have definitely confirmed the box below. So I will keep the box until tomorrow when we reconvene in the morning before the market opens and see how they trade this week against it. At least we identify, if we did nothing tonight, is we identified a pretty good base. Hi, Jafar. Maybe. 6,005, give or take a couple of dollars, I mentioned as soon as we opened up. Crude oil straight down. Price is not straight up. So crude oil is falling faster than markets are recovering. So the boogeyman, the crude oil thing down below, is losing its lunch. Let me put VIX, but I don't believe my VIX feed here is reliable. I'm not sure why. It is reliable on Thinkorswim. Yeah, I can't help you with that here. So I'll keep watching it on Thinkorswim. There's nothing to tell there. The VIX futures spiked, not a lot, like 2%, and they're trying to hold 2%. You'd think it would be up more than that. All right, thanks for keeping an eye on it. Maybe I should have tweeted us being live. I don't want to do that. I don't know how long we'll stay here. If this is going to be like this, I'm not interested in watching this. We'll be here at 5:30. I'll be here at 5 a.m. my time tomorrow morning. I still have to do the video write-ups. Not sure there's a lot to tell, except same. The market is in buy the dip mode during open session. We had a weak Friday. Barely, right? Didn't Friday end up weak? Barely. The Qs were down a little bit, and I see, but we left a lot on the table, so it was really weak. What was the week like? We had a red week, barely. It's the 2 barely red weeks last week. I'm just getting acclimated. So this is one of my favorite charts. So I can tell you the next two targets are 58.75 or 61.20. Interim target 60.90. That's the third week in a row. And 58.90. Those targets have been, but based on this chart, and it's been very, very accurate, it gives me potential scenarios. So this is easy to implement if you use options. A last minute pop. I don't remember that. Weird. Okay, so they put a hammer here. Let's see what they do with that hammer. They put one here as well, and they faked us out, and they established a base. So let's see what they do with that hammer. So the top of this box matters a lot. I will carry it forward. And we'll see if I need to mark this box. There's no fair value gaps here because we gapped past the priors. They covered one. It's been a while. Jesus, it's been a while. Let's go. Do something. Do something so we can say we were watching it when ... I'm this close to uninstalling social media off my phone. It's just, I think it rots the brain. It wow. The level of stupidity that is on those platforms, all of them, is on a different level. I'll keep Twitter. It brings me business. The level of stupidity is on a different level. The gullibility, the bipartisanship. They split us up into two teams. Both teams are ignorant. That's crazy. That's one candle. If you don't subscribe to this channel, by the way, even members, hit subscribe and put the bell on, because every once in a while I go ad hoc like this, and you will get an email saying this channel is live. I don't do it often, but let's say something happens after hours and I log in and I don't have a chance to send out emails, I will do it here. Yeah, the dollar is not a thing that I would think would give me any clues here to trade this at this time frame any better. Hi, John. That is correct. Everyone has a voice, but there's too many dumb voices for me to weed through, to be honest. Hi, Ray. It is just mine. It pisses me off to see all this ignorance. People speak facts, and then you see people hating on America, and they're completely ignorant as to what's going on in the Middle East. So basically, what I would say to everybody on that, if you don't have family living there, or if you haven't lived there, or if you are not from there, you should just shut the f up, because you don't know what you're talking about. Kind of a statement, blanket statement to everybody that is spewing opinions. We shouldn't do this. Well, you should live there, and then you have the right to decide whether we or not should not do anything. Okay, so it's more complicated than what the news tells you. Way more complicated. So therefore, people that are not living there shouldn't opine on it. They should just leave it to the people who live there, or people who have family. All right. Now they go against, they want to fill the gap. That red line, if I looked left, to me, the gap is pretty much closed if they hit that red line, even though there is a gap physically that you can see. But that's basically from which they had that last minute bounce, I'm going to guess, on Friday. So this is the consolidation zone Friday, and then we had magical pops. So I put that line there earlier tonight, I should say. They pushed past the hammer like it wasn't there, right? They used it as a base and they pushed up there. These tiny red and green lines, those are not mine. The tiny short red line, that's not mine. They come and go automatically. Jake, you made it. I just sent you an email. All right, Khalid. Where are you from? Unwen enta. Armenian. Where's Valo? We have Armenians among us. All I know how to say a couple of things. Inchpizes and Yagur. Anam Beirut. We have tons of Armenians. Very industrious in Lebanon. They owned the labor, the skilled labor, whatever that's called. The crafts, like Caucasian. I am from Lebanon. Olive, whatever. I'm human. Let's see if they can come back and hold 6,000. $5,998 was a clear line. So if we were trading today live for a lot of hours, I would say, all right, let's watch this line right here. We'll make it blue. It's a pivot point. Hey, Josh. Everybody, put them away. Put them away. Yes, these are called. Are you on Thinkorswim or are you on TradingView or? So TradingView. Okay, so they're called volume bars. I have it a shortcut here. Volume candles. On Thinkorswim, it's called equivolume. One word. They're really helpful. I'm not a volume trader. Like there are some people that trade volume like religiously, but it gives you a sentiment as to okay, how much meat does that candle have? It's really helpful. The only bad thing about it is if you draw something and you drag it, it changes shapes. You see how it got bigger and then smaller? See? Whoops. Gold is bearish. I'm short gold. We'll see. Made money, went back to even, maybe a little red now. We'll see how it plays out. Look at the VIX futures trying to hold any type of decency. Crude oil straight down. So nobody's concerned about what's going on in the Middle East. Strait of Hormuz, whatever. Straight down. Yes, it's green because it popped to high heaven. And it's falling faster than the market is rallying. I could be wrong, but like eyeball, it says maybe it is. We'll see. No problem, Josh. Everything good at home? If it's this slow for another 15 minutes, I think we should just call it a day. A night. Well, depends on what time frame. What time frame are you watching gold? Yeah. So overall, this 5-minute chart is bearish gold. It says it might come down to 33.79. I'll keep it here for you. By the morning, it's probably down here. Here. Are you impressed that it stopped dead on a penny to that red marker I put here earlier? I put this way before markets went out there. That's good. At least they're somewhat respectful of prior levels. I put it there because this is the underbelly of Friday. Five and 1 minute. All right, you're a fast trader. So I've got 3 minutes for you. Splits it. How about that? Let me see if I can give you more information on gold. GC, I can launch it in a different window. Oops. Yeah. Okay. So if you do get to 3397, you can try a short on GC. And they want to get down towards that target I told you, but it's a 5-minute chart, so it's slow. So they may start here or may start a little bit higher. If you have it in you, 3397, 3396.8. Let me see. Let's see if they can do that. Because on a 5-minute chart, they want to come back down to 3392, 3379. That would be target 2. It's going to be rough doing it after hours because especially when we have so many disruptions in the quote headlines. Interesting that they're back inside that one wick. If you enjoy trading and you're not a member, Khalid, I think you would enjoy our room, unless you're a loner. We do good work. We have about 180 plus or minus 10, and we trade all day, every day. We do 0 DTEs. We do swings like this on the SPY or whatever else you're trading, and we do longer term swing trades. If you're nice, you seem nice, you're welcome. If you're not, don't bother. I thought you left. Liar. So I take it you're taking some freedom because we're on YouTube, not in our live room. You don't soil our live room with such filth. Shame on you. They're going to downgrade me on YouTube. Look at that long, that fat candle right there. Sorry, that girthy candle. Look at where it happened, right in the wick on the left. So now they've given us another clue, 6002. I thought 003 to 5 matters, and they decided that 2 matters most. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, this candle and this candle. In the long shot, it's going to be a super long shot. In the long shot that we make a lower low overnight, the morning can be interesting. If we stay here or higher, people are going to be pissed off and they're going to give up on their shorts, and that's when we get smacked. I get lucky. I'm lucky to have this opportunity, is what it is. Yeah, that's the ticket. Gold, I gave you my target for the next, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. I think they want 78. We'll see. If the market was open, I would be confident. Like, I am confident they should get to 3392.5, 3392 on gold. Not going to be easy. They have a lot of buyers, willing buyers. There's a fair value gap-ish to 3392.1. Although with these kind of candles, it's hard. All right, so they rejected the red. They're trying to respect the blue. Remember, those are candles that they just gave us clues. The blue, they gave us the clue. The red, I assumed. I'm going to take these two out for simplicity. I am not recording this. That's because Google is reporting it. I want you to pay attention to this level. Look at that one right there. These are volume profiles. So this is session. This is visible range. So if I zoom out and push it over, they should both almost match now. See, they almost match. You see that? Look at the volume. Crude oil, straight down. 0 Fs given. Everything opened with gap. Today. I don't trade anything but the ES if I ever do after hours, off hours. Everything else is too thin. People who have advantages on you, say technological advantages, faster computers, more visibility, will eat your lunch. The first green ticks in crude oil in a while. Well, they're literally climbing the wall of worry. But in the end, you're going to have to show potential. What are you willing to do? As a stock, okay, so Microsoft is at all-time highs. Great company, okay valuation. It's not a bargain. What do you have to offer? How much have we priced in out of this perfection? How much room are we going to leave to things going wrong? All of these things. These are questions that money managers will have to answer, contemplate in the next few months before they decide to go all in from here. So I told you we are consolidating for too long inside of a tight region. So I think somebody's getting set up. We have a big move up or down coming. I vote down. It could be up. I'm open for it. I want it to be up so I can short one more time. But I'm short enough already to have a good couple of months. If it pops one more time, I'll set up a next quarter. So I'll short out 3 to 6 months. So I will make up quarters at a time, like I did last year. So I did sweat a couple of days in the last few weeks. They weren't pleasant, but then the very next day they come back to life. Like I ended the week really, really well last week. It was painful in the middle of it. The open green after the day off was a total surprise. It was annoying as hell. Hmm. Okay, so they decided they're not going to keep that large hammer candle. So they have a few minutes to reverse that. They need to get back to 6001. Well, overnight, there are not a lot of retail traders. It's a lot of machines or skilled traders. But what happens is during the day, you have a lot of hodlers. Just think of our room. You can sense the energy in the room, right? How high, how bulled up is the room on big green days, right? Everybody wants to go long stuff and they hoot and holler. And like, I don't remember the tone on Friday. Were we holding calls? A lot of people, were they holding calls? I think a lot of people are holding puts. So hopefully they'll get paid. I know a couple of people that were assigned some things and short. Like if you had a bear call spread and you got assigned short the cues, and then you wake up and you're short the cues. If we open down, lucky you, you cover your short, you made some money. One person is short Microsoft. So if we do open down and Microsoft opens down, they get to cover their short and break even. They need it to be down $3, I think, 3 to 5. They switch to puts in the end of the day. Okay, good. I don't want to tell people to take off their bets overnight because I tell them what I would do. Where? I don't even have stocks in front of me open. Are they quoting us? Where are you seeing quotes from Microsoft? Oh, prediction. Uh-oh. Buy calls. Tom predicted a huge dip. That is, folks, a nasty bear trap. I said they have a few minutes to erase it. That much erasure is too much because now they have an engulfing move. So they triggered the blue and then they went to the circle, which erases the last fail. This was the last largest fail, and they went through it like it wasn't there. Nasty. We'll see. Arrows, combos, they're all on. No, the ones that I like are on. Let's turn on the buy put buy call. Let's see how accurate it is after hours. In this case, you don't buy put, you buy call. You can buy and sell the ES. Well, I guess the options are trading, no? On the futures. $60.23. Wow, you want to surpass 6,008 already and cover the gap and then some? The whole gap. Okay. I don't see that harmonic that you mentioned. I don't have it anywhere on my screen. All I want is on the 5. All I know is gold on the 5 minutes is interested in 3379. Let's see if they're able to get it. 3379. It's a slow poke trade. Meanwhile, they can go up and down within the range. It has a stop, but they're not at the stop yet. Yeah, I'm going to go 15 minutes here. I don't know where you see. What time frame is that bullish harmonic? If I go to the 30-minute, I see a bullish harmonic on the ES. Support. Yeah, I'm not even looking at support. I'm just trying to see where they go with it. 3379. They have a stopping point at 3392 if they want. That purple line is pretty accurate. But if they get to 3389, that's that red W's target 3. So they just did targets 1 and 2 of that red W on gold. Target 3, I'm going to eyeball it as 338889. All right, how many times are they going to be able to bounce back above the blue line if they lose it one more time? And again, watch how they first died at that red line, and now they died inside the circle. Anything above the circle was an overshoot. So we'll see if they take the circle out. That was a visual target to me on the way up, the first consolidation zone, this one right there on the bottom left. I said if they break out of it, that's where they want to go, and they went there. Headline. The US bombed Iran. Headline. No, wait, that was last night. Okay, headline. Whatever. No, I will not, Lori. I will be in the live room. I just went on YouTube because that way I can tell people I don't usually tell. So I have 7,000 subscribers on YouTube. I can't wake them up. YouTube does not allow me to market to them. I think they should change that rule. They should allow me 1, 2, or 3 emails a year to say, hey, we haven't seen you in a while. Come here. We'll give you a free iPad or something, just wake them up. Because they're all interested in trading. It's just been years since they sign up and they never put the bell on. I don't know how to wake them up. News on Iran. What do you mean? News on Iran. I think the next question is not the change of the regime, but the Strait of Hormuz. So the next pop in the market will be the Strait of Hormuz. So these market makers. So check this out. What they need is the SPX to be at 59 plus or minus 30 points in about 5 days. That's what they need. Okay, 5 to 7 days. Because JP Morgan has 40,000 contracts of calls sold there. So the closest there, the better. So now they are going to juggle the news in order to get them a pin within there. I think they collected $60 for it, but they used the money to buy 40,000 put spreads. So we'll see. Okay, I'll go check it out there. The Inner Circle, the Benzinga one. I see it now. Thank you. This is Danny. I was like, who the hell is El Mamo? Like, okay. I know you're talking to me like you know me. It's like, I'm not going to ask who you are. Yeah, this is a different program than mine. So that is not you said a 5 minute or 3 minute. That Hmm. Yeah, it didn't show up on the expensive software. Okay, so we basically just triggered a Head and Shoulders that has a downside of $6 to $12. $6 will be on top of the red box. $12 would be at the middle of the box exactly. At the middle of the box exactly. So this box we just drew. If you were here first, we just drew it. It's been very pivotal. They bounced off of it. They established it as support. If they go back in the middle of that box, they lost a step. Are we there yet? Okay, so I got my 89. I think they're hunting 78 on gold. We'll see. Let me double check to see if that picture I gave you earlier, I gave you that target earlier. They had one big burst, but on a 5-minute chart, which is a slow moving chart, 79 is the intention on this one here, 79. So if you're short, you can stay short even though you have a big buyer. How about this? If they lose 86.6, they're going to 79. So it did start pretty fiery in here. Sorry for that. Sorry even for the guy that was involved with it. If you're still here, that was uncalled for. We both acted like we shouldn't have. Okay, so now get back into above the blue line, at least above the red line. So get back to 6,001 for me to believe the strength of this bull. Until then, so this is another flag opportunity. So I think whatever the consolidation opportunity, pop, pop, pop. Okay, so is that what they're doing here? So they're going to go 6,008. They can totally do that. That would be solid control of the price action. You mean erase that? So this circle has a sister, is what I'm saying, somewhere around 8 or 9. That doesn't look doable, but this is the post, a pre off hours. So anything is doable. We're back inside the one hammer. This one, the 15-second hammer. Let's put a box there. "15-second hammer, 6:22 night." That will jog my memory if I see it tomorrow. It might come into play. I just heard the ice cream truck go by my house. This is like watching paint dry. So now we're tracking 6 to 12 points lower, right? Yeah. Either get back to the top of the red box or middle of the red box. That's what we're tracking. If they don't take out the 15-second hammer, they should head back down. Let's put a time limit on this. What do you say? 20 more minutes? It's not that exciting. Later. She called it. Give it a like before you leave or tomorrow. Converse. I guess this is conversing right here in the live chat. Social media, what a scam. You say, oh, you got to advertise, you got to post 2 posts a day, 1 post a day, 10 posts a day. It's like, yeah, freaking hate it, especially Instagram. Insta scam. Later. If you do join, say hi. Absolutely, Jake. Absolutely. I expected it to be a little bit more, busy, like the price action. They fell 1% for like half a second. In 30 seconds, they rebounded half of it right away. Like Tom said, at least they didn't gap up. Anybody know what the Israeli stock market is called? Come on, man. Let's see here. What is the Israeli ticker symbol for their main index, like the S&P for the US? TA 35. Tel Aviv. I hear that did an all-time high. Yes, it did. Whoa. Up 1.5%. Yeah, I found it. Thanks, Al. I'll see you this week, Al, right? Oh, they gave us another wick. Look at how choppy it is. This is garbage price action. Not really tradable. So I'll give it another 10 minutes and then we'll call it a night. It's still daytime here. So it's 4:13. I have to finish organizing myself. Look, أهلا معلم. وينك يابا؟ Adnan's in the house. I'm sending you a message back. I don't know why Discord doesn't have my send button. I have to X out of it and come back into it. The send button and PMs are disappearing. Anybody has that problem? Yeah, you have to crash out of it. Here's what you do: you go in, you type all your messages, you crash out, and you come back in. The send button will be there, and your draft will also be there. I'm doing good, living the dream. Yeah, it works 100%. Like I just typed something to answer Adnan, and then I crashed out. I should have typed something to answer Hong Bits, and now I had to do again for Andrew. Give me the whoosh. Not tonight, man. My gosh, very stubborn. Look, that one wick right there. At least they didn't get back into the hammer. Not yet. You and another. There's a guy, Panda Wu, Master Panda Wu, whatever his name is. Um, he's short, and he was expecting debacles imminent, and then somebody just sent me a write up, and I'm reading the write up, and it's like it sounds like he's saying he was wrong without saying he was wrong. You know how when Elliott wave people tell you, "Oh, for sure, this is going to happen," okay, and say, "Okay, alternate path, this is going to happen." We do that, but we don't say this is going to happen, and we start calling it, and put the hammer, and all this hoopla. We say these are two potential paths. Get ready to take advantage of them. But I have a friend who's like that. Well, he's dead now, but he was like that. Yeah, it's okay to move the goalpost. Just say we have this goal, or if it doesn't happen that way, it might happen this way. So you be ready. Like I just went here and I said, here's what I see. I see 5880 or 6120 next with 6120. 6090 has been the target for this is the third week. So has been 5880. And then I said, I'm with JP Morgan. I think they wanted close to 5,900 into the 30th. So I sold an iron butterfly down there, collected 4,600 bucks, and it's $50 wide. So I'm risking $400. If they're able to push us down, like if we open 100 points down, that will pay hundreds of dollars already. But if I'm patient and I'm willing to risk those hundreds, and we are like 2 days to go, we're inside the $50, I think it has a lot more potential. I'm simply with them. That's it. Oh, Jafar, I don't think we're in the mood for a wish without a new headline. So if you don't let that upset you. What we do have is a trigger to Head and Shoulders, and we had 6 to 12 points down. 6 points will get us on top of the box, 12 points will get us in the middle of the box. But they refuse to give up the neckline, which is somewhere around that blue line, somewhere inside below that red box. They refuse. They keep trying. Look. So I tell you what, if they lose 5993.75 one more time, will they try again, or will they just drop to say 5989? They refuse. They want that. They want to get back the gargoyle, throw the gargoyle in the water. Remember that? That one right there. They refuse. So the neckline is not a neckline for me. Some people will say, "Oh, you're wrong about the neckline." Yeah, okay. It's a level that represents the neckline. And you can have this much or that much of downside. That's the way I see it. This much or that much. First thing is do not take back the hammer. Don't take back the blue line convincingly. They've tried. This is the fourth poke at it since they lost it. Actually, sixth. Lost it and recovered, lost it and recovered, lost it, didn't recover. Didn't recover. Didn't recover. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 efforts to recover it. And they have this consolidation, so this wick is that box. Yeah. انت خبرني شو اهلك عم بيقولوا لك هونيك انت just to see perspective بكره. Oh, snap. Okay. Okay, so they did flash a wick lower than that last one. So they technically made a lower low, lower high. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lower lows, lower highs. 5 lower lows, 4 lower highs. Okay. You're right in the middle of things. Are you sailing through the Strait of Hormuz? Take a stroll and see what's going on. Go live on Instagram. No, please. Look at this violent bounce right from here. Man, it's like pulling teeth. Whoo-wee. All right, I'm calling it. 5 minutes and we're out of here. It is 5:23. 5:28, we're out. Most Americans don't want war. Well, most Americans are probably not qualified to make that judgment. So I leave it to the leaders to decide. There we go, gold. You might get the number. In the end, nobody wants war. War results in death. Speaking from I grew up in the war, so I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. The issue is extremism on all sides is wrong and incites violence. This is very choppy. Okay, at 7:28, we're gonna cut the stream. The VIX futures are bye. The VIX futures are holding. They're not impressively high, but they're holding. Okay, so they made a higher high. They're back into the hammer. That one candle from way on the left, you can look and see it. I built a box so we don't have to look left. The body of the hammer is right here, where they are right now. They're inside the body, and the wick is above here. That's impressive what they've done already. Oh, sure, sure. Absolutely. Thank you for popping in. It would have been very lonely. What is the score? Minus 0.3, minus 0.4, and minus 0.2. So a basket of 2,000 stocks is down the least, minus 0.2. So that's probably bank stocks for some reason. They are solid. I would imagine stocks like LMT and RTX would be up, maybe. Anybody that has anything to do with the B2 bombers? For future text? What do you mean? Militaries are a necessary evil. Oh, I get it. Yeah, future generations can go make their own stuff. I have a 24 is he now? 24-year-old son. You put everything into these kids and then they grow up and you have to pay them to call you. Oh my gosh, Jafar. Okay, so I covered coin today. I said a million times, don't short coin. Don't what why are you shorting coin? Why are you shorting coin? It's easier to short the market. Are you short the stock outright or puts? Did you buy puts or short the market outright or sold calls or what? What's your situation? Oh, bear call spread. Okay. Well, buy yourself a call. First of all, get rid of one of those, lighten it up a little bit, make your conviction a little bit smaller, or buy yourself some protection to stop the bleeding. Not a big issue. Okay. That's good. So you have a controlled amount of loss. I respect that. Oh, we went 1 minute over. All right, folks. I hate to cut it, but okay, we'll watch this next minute to see if they're gonna beat that red bar and go higher. I'll move the circle over to see if it'll act as a dead zone again. This was clinical. Yeah, no problem. I'll see you later. So I guess we'll cut it loose. We'll talk about it in the morning. Thanks for being here. If you're not a member, become a member. I do recognize a lot of the names. I didn't post it anywhere. But that's what we do all day, every day. What is wrong? What are you apologizing for? Oh, psh. Yeah, no problem. Oh, no, okay, I get you. Not a big issue. All right, all right, all right. Later. Rudely hanging up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.